Hi, Marianne Croce here from Small Biz Vantage and the creator of 3 Day Weekend System. And I'm glad to be here each and every week to do these lives with you. I call them Auto Shop Success in 15 minutes. And I do them for a couple of reasons. The first is for you to shift your perspective, your vantage, if you will, the way you look at your business. So many shop owners, managers, leaders are so caught up in the day to day that they don't take that aerial view, that 30,000-foot view, and really look at the business. And that's what these are supposed to help you with, because when you do that, that will actually turn into your competitive edge. The second reason is for you to be able to take one action item away each and every week. It doesn't take these massive changes. Small shifts can really make an impact on your business, consistent shifts. So just take one thing away each and every week. My ask is that you share it with another shop owner or leader that you think that it would help, that it would be valuable for. There's so many giving people in this industry. So if you have a comment, a response, anything that you want to share, please place it in the chat. I will respond whether you're live or on the replay to all of the comments. So I most often get asked, Marianne, who do you work with? And I work with single location auto shop owners who are mainly in what I call owner overload. They're so focused on running their business with the day-to-day operations. They're at a point now where they've reached some milestones, they've had successes, but really what they want to do now is they want to have a life. They want to stop going 24/7 and they really want to empower their team. And that's where I come in to help. So let's get started. This week's topic is family dynamics. For the last couple of weeks, I've been talking with shop owners and clients about a lot of family situations that have come up. So I thought that this would be a really good topic for this week. When you're operating a family run auto repair shop, it really is essential to consider the dynamics, right? Not with just family, but non family members as well, because you really want to maintain harmony. You want to maintain a productive work environment. So, this week, what I want to do is share with you 6 strategies that will help you work more on the business than in the business, putting out fires, and it'll really help you avoid drama. Anybody ever have that in their shop? So the idea here is this is really how you can ensure that all of your team members, whether they're part of your family or not, feel valued and cared for. So number one in the 6 strategies is equal treatment. And the idea here is we want to ensure equal treatment by having standardized pay scales and really clear descriptions, criteria for responsibilities that apply to every single member, family or not. What we don't want to do is change the description depending on the person. What we want to do is make sure that the role, the description is there for that job. We don't want to change it because it's a family member, or we don't want to change it to fit the person. That's a huge mistake. And I've seen that happen in family businesses. So I want to give you an example when we talk about pay and having clear criteria. So both family and non-family members say they're technicians in a shop. Let's use that example. Well, they must meet the same performance benchmarks to qualify for promotions, and performance reviews are conducted, salary adjustments, all of that are based on these objectives, the evaluations, and this really ensures fairness and transparency. You can't change it for the person. You have to have it be consistent across the board. The second one is inclusive decision making. So reinforce to non-family members that their opinions are valued and impactful. And how do you do this? Because that's what this actually does when you include everyone in the decision making. I want to give you an example. Both family and non-family members are in regular meetings where strategic decisions are made. So you may have your weekly meetings for the shop, what's going on, goals, all those types of things. But when you have a regular meeting for strategic decisions, make sure. And when considering new customer software, this would be an example. The shop owner invites suggestions from all of the team members on which software to implement. So they discuss different things about the pros and cons of each of the softwares that they're looking at, and they get feedback from everyone. This process ensures not only that you're going to choose the best tool, but also it lets non-family members know that their opinion matters, that they have a say. And that's a great example. Number 3 is transparent communication. This ensures that all team members, regardless of their family status, feel equally informed and involved in the shop's operation. So, using a combination of these morning briefings and software to keep all the team members up to date on the business performance and policy changes. So another thing to do is have like a monthly email or a monthly recap. You might use a software as well. This is where you can talk about achievements, wins that happen. Maybe if you're going to add a new team member, you put that on there. Outline of upcoming things that you're going to do in the business, the developments, maybe things that you've discussed. This consistent and open communication really keeps everybody on the same page. They're not blindsided. They don't feel like, oh, I was never told about that change. I didn't know that we were doing that. Keeps everyone on the same page. 4 is develop. You want to develop them and give them professional development, meaning that how are they going to grow? Team members' growth and individually really helps the business grow. So you want to encourage professional development, and you want to do this for everyone. So an example of this would be create your annual training budget for your team members to attend workshops or courses that are relevant to their roles or relevant to personal growth. A non-family team member expresses interest in learning, maybe advanced diagnostics. They want to learn more, and they were supported and by attending a specialized training. Maybe it was on a tool, maybe it was actually on a training for diagnostics. The idea here is you're giving a commitment. You're setting an example here to professional development. Not only does this boost your team member skills, but it also contributes to the shop's reputation for having highly skilled specialists in their shop. So this could be another example, could be with a customer service person, maybe communication skills or something like that that they want to take a training on. Those are great examples, and these can help them both, again, personally or professionally. Number 5 is recognition and rewards. So inspire your team to do and be their best, because we all have all kinds of situations that come up. So an example here would be implement a recognition program where team members are recognized based on outstanding service, teamwork, and customer feedback. It could be a bonus that's given to them, or maybe even a paid day off. Open it up to all team members. And it's really key here to a culture, to create that culture of appreciation and motivation across your team. And lastly, conflict resolution. When you have something like this in place, you have this strategy, team members know that you're a professional And they also know that you have their back. They feel like it's that type of environment. So, an example of this would be include a neutral mediator. So, it could be typically a senior, non family member, or even use someone external, like an HR consultant, a coach, a mentor, to address disputes. When it's something that you can't resolve within the company itself, it's good to do that. This procedure really helps when a disagreement between a family member and a non family member, let's say, for example, technician, escalates over repair techniques. So now in this mediation process, it really helps both parties understand each other's perspective, because sometimes it's hard to see that when you're in it. And then they can agree to align their skills. So in a training session, when you're doing this, they can agree that they're going to align their skills. And this really does preserve a positive work environment. People learn to appreciate their differences and appreciate each other's skill set. Sometimes they didn't look at something from that perspective, and then they come to an alignment, an agreement. So the idea here is managing a mix of family and non-family members in an automotive repair shop really requires a thoughtful approach to bring in fairness and professional respect. It's really important to do that. By including everyone and maintaining clear communication, your business can thrive, ensuring that both family and non-family members are inspired, they're motivated, and they're committed to shared success. Success should be for everyone, not just the shop, not just the customers, not just family members, right? It should be for everyone in the shop. So, lastly, when hiring family, I want you to consider this. These are three things that I think are so very important. And after speaking with shop owners for over 25 years and having family members in my shop as well, I think they're very, very important questions to ask. When you're considering family, ask, do they have the skills and values needed for the role? Would they be able to go take on this role in another shop? That's really what you want to find out. Do they have that skill set, or are you just giving them this role because they're family? We don't want to change the role to fit the person. So that's number one. Number two, what are their goals? Don't make them feel obligated or force your dreams on them. That can easily happen. And I hear that and see that often. And number three, value and listen to their input, the same as you would non-family team members. They really may have some great ideas, but if you think of them as a kid or a niece or a nephew or a sibling, and you don't really take that into consideration, you can really miss out on something. Sometimes just because you've been doing something a certain way for a long time, it doesn't mean that there isn't a new way, a new approach to look at it. So it's very, very valuable to think that way. So each week I share a 1-week rule. And this is for you to be able to take action. Like, what's the next step after you told me all of this, Marianne? Organize a meeting to openly discuss the roles and growth opportunities and invite feedback from all of the team members. If people aren't giving you feedback, just really ask them, call them out, not in a negative way, but just say, hey, I'm curious, what's your thought on this? That way they don't feel like they're being put on the spot. It's just more of a very conversational type of meeting. And this will really ensure that all team members are on the same page and are fully engaged in their role. And then I leave lastly with a pro thinking tip. Treat all team members with professionalism, regardless of their relationship to the family. This really ensures that you are going to have efficiency and that you're going to build respect for all. So that's it for this week's Auto Shop Success in 15 minutes. I'm so glad that you were here. If you have any comments, please put them in the chat, whether you're live or watching the replay. And I will see you next week. So go and be the leader to your team, your customers, and that your business needs. Thank you.